3, 2, 1.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Girlfriendz Chat Corner. I am your host, Inga Anderson.
And I'm the Ingrid Rachel Project.
And you are in the house with Girlfriendz Chat Corner. We have Joe RudeMiller from 3CDC in the house. Yes. Well, Joe is from 3CDC. You guys may not have heard about him, but they are downtown Cincinnati, nonprofit organization that rebuilds historical different things in Cincinnati. We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
So, how are you, Joe?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us. We're excited.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know we kept touching and going on the phone, trying to get you to come over here, but we're so glad you're in our house today. But as we always do at the beginning of our shows, icebreaker. That's what we're gonna do right now. So, very easy for me to pick. I picked music again. So, Joe.
All right.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read. They laugh at me, so I hope you don't laugh. But you guys are gonna guess the music that I am going to try to read to you. Now, if you guys don't know,
I think it would be more authentic if you sing it.
I told her I'd be better off guessing.
I tell you what. I tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna read it, then you can sing it, then he can guess it.
I'm not semi-vocal rest, but okay.
All right. You are a vocalist. Stop it.
I said I'm a semi-vocal rest, but okay.
Okay, you ready?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna stop. Ingrid's gonna sing it. Joe's gonna guess it. Teamwork.
You're putting me on the spot though now. I went from a team of two
to
just going solo here.
I don't think that's fair for us.
All right, you guys ready? Okay, do you know that at home also too? Guess it. Hey, Edward. All right. I said upside down, you turn me, giving me love instinctively.
Upside down, you turn me, giving me love instinctively. Upside down, you turn. I don't have big enough hair. Love instinctively. Hey, y'all know
I should know this. The song is familiar, and the singing actually no.
Boy, you turn me inside out and round and round. Okay, Joe. Dinah Ross. Dinah Ross. Upside down, you turn me. Okay, you can get this one, Joe. I know you can get this one.
All right.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie screen. I said I don't mind, but you think what you mean. I am the one who will dance on the floor and around.
Demon more like a beauty queen on a movie screen. Instead, then, what do you mean? I am the one.
Come on, Joe.
Billie Jean.
There you go. You got that was easy for you. I was gonna get scared if you didn't get that one. I was gonna get scared if you didn't get that one.
I would have just been like, right, did you hit your head on the way? Would you like this pull up tape?
Okay, the next one. I guess I should have known by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last.
I guess I should have known by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last. See, you're the kind of person that believes in making out once, love him back.
What you say?
Guess I must be done. You got a pocket full of
Man, I feel
and some of them do.
Oh, here comes, huh?
But it was Saturday night,
and that would make it alright.
I said, what have I got to lose?
I still
Johnny,
have it.
I said,
little red
Oh
Corvette.
my God, that's terrible. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing.
He didn't know who Prince. Do you know who Prince is?
Do I know what Prince is? Yes.
No, and he's young.
I think he's just nervous and on the spot right now.
I'm usually good at trivia too. This is really terrible. This is a bad performance on my part.
I'm just glad it's easy.
Okay.
I'm just going to get you like, I gotta sing later, baby.
Joe, do you have children?
I do. I have two.
You're going to get this one.
Okay.
He's going to get this song. I promise you'll get this song.
Ooh, yeah.
Old McDonald? No.
I'm ready? Do 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 do.
Baby shark, do 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 do.
Oh.
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark,
Baby shark, mommy shark, do 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 do.
I do know that one. We actually got an Alexa for Christmas, and yeah, my daughter learned how to play Baby Shark, and so I've heard that one on repeat.
How does she Baby Shark? Oh, we said play Baby Shark. Now, if you didn't get that one, I was
No,
like, okay, Joe,
yeah.
that's not cool. You didn't get that one. So
I still can't believe I missed Prince.
you missed Prince.
That's still.
You missed Diana Ross. And you
Yeah.
missed Michael Jackson.
No, I got Michael
No, you
Jackson.
got
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He missed Prince.
Yeah.
And you know, I
It's
even
my
saw.
fault I didn't do him well enough.
And no, I think I did a little bit good job
You
too.
did.
Yeah.
Can I
You
get
came in
that?
there.
I did good.
Came in there, you were on
I said little
everything.
red Corvette and everything.
She jumped in my age. She practicing for that karaoke.
Okay, so Joe, let's get to some questions and everything. So
If y'all got questions, go ahead and type them in. I'm looking.
yes. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what exactly is 3CDC. What does it stand for?
It's the Cincinnati Center City Development Corporation.
No, what is 3? What is
If you look at it, it's 3 C's, so Cincinnati, Center City, 3C,
Wow.
DC.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a private organization, nonprofit, 501 with a tax exempt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know that some of the areas downtown Cincinnati, is that part of that tax exempt as far as not paying taxes on the properties that's for?
Well, no, that's just denoting that we're a nonprofit organization.
Gotcha,
So any nonprofit
Okay.
With the 501c3 designation.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. So your mission says on your website. Now I did cheat. I did get the whole thing I printed off on the website. So you strategize and focus and strengthen the core of the assets of downtown, utilizing the connections between central business districts and over the Rhine, OTR. But since you guys have started this redevelopment program, it started back in 2000 and
We started about 2004.
Yep. Okay. And did you start with over the Rhine first?
Well, we were formed in 2004. The first project we really did was renovating Fountain Square.
Okay.
And then we were at the same time purchasing properties in over the Rhine that we developed later on down the
Okay.
road.
And what type of things you did start with Fountain Square? What kind of things you did to renovate that?
So we moved the fountain, we really opened it up. I don't know if you remember it back in kind of like 2004, 2005. It was really walled off, not very inviting space. So we kind of broke that down and made it a much more approachable space. That would, people downtown working could come up and have lunch, and visitors could feel welcome and safe. So.
And that's how get the atmosphere of the other cities like Atlanta and Chicago have that open airiness about where you can sit.
Yeah, I mean that's the central gathering space downtown really. So not only did we do the renovation, but then since then we programmed it. And we do free programming there throughout the entire year, live music most nights.
And you get the big old huge jumbo.
Yeah, we got the
screen up
jumbo
there for the basketball, football
absolutely.
games. Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
So who was the designer for that?
That was before my time. I actually don't know who did the design work on that project.
Well, that's okay. It was a nice design. And then after that, you started with wasn't the banks?
No, we haven't done the banks.
Okay, so it was the apartment buildings. I guess you had the 100 new condo list that you started up, 23,000 square feet, and that was in Over the Rhine.
Yep.
But that was in 2007, so you did something before then. Let's see.
Well, 2006 was Fountain Square. At the time, we were buying a bunch of vacant properties in Over the Rhine, and then we started slowly developing those kind of block by block into mixed-use residential, and then street-level retail space. And the next big one was really Washington Park in 2012.
Yeah, that was great. That's great. Now, what put this organization together? How did you guys come about this organization? And like you said, you started in 2004, but I'm sure it was something on paper and pencil before then. Who developed this?
Well, it was actually in response to, there was an unarmed African-American, Timothy Thomas, was murdered in Over the Rhine in 2001. There was a lot of unrest down in the urban core, as I think we all remember. And so the corporate community and the mayor at the time, Charlie Lucan, came together and said, we want to do something to kind of turn the city around.
Right.
And so they came together and formed our organization with the goal of trying to revitalize.
Did you get a good response from everybody once you started doing the projects and everything?
Well, I don't know that most people at the very start really knew exactly what 3CDC was doing. I think there's still some people who don't really understand exactly what it is that we do.
And that's why we had you here today, because we want you to explain that part of it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you don't know what you don't understand, or don't know what you don't hear.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
A lot of the questions that I have been getting from people is, being that you were inspired by the riots of 2001 and I'm trying to figure out how to appropriately say this. I know because I'm so not politically correct, but with it being in the spirit of like unjust treatment of Black people or African Americans, whichever one you go by. What is your response to the people that say that you have pushed the very people out that you started up to help?
Yeah, it's a common question that comes up. I don't think people realize what we do all for the community. So a number of things really. I think the first and most important thing is that the property that we purchased and that we've redeveloped was almost all vacant. So falling down. So we came in, we stabilized a lot of those, and then we did these mixed-use projects. I think the other thing that people kind of don't realize is when we first started, the home ownership in the neighborhood was 4%. It was pretty much 100% subsidized. And so when we started out our work, we did a lot of projects that were kind of market rate condos. So you had people that were living there 100% subsidized. We filled in kind of the market rate side. And what we've been working on really for several years is trying to fill in the middle with a lot of affordable and mixed income housing. I think the other thing that we do that people don't realize is we did renovate Fountain Square, Washington Park, Ziegler Park. We do 850 free events at all those spaces. So I think we're trying to make an active and vibrant community. We have people on the streets doing safe and clean work, making sure that the neighborhood stays safe. So I think those are a lot of the things that we do in the neighborhood that people don't necessarily realize.
Now there was a party that you guys gave back to was a homeless. I see that it's somewhere.
Yeah, we built three brand new shelters for the homeless.
For the homeless. So that was a great thing.
Yeah,
too,
absolutely.
That, I don't think I knew that.
Closely with the folks at Shelter House, which used to be the drop-in center. They now have a men's shelter and a women's shelter, and then City Gospel Mission, they do faith-based work with the homeless folks. And so I think everything has been really positive. We still, again, we're in touch with them. We talk with those folks, and I think that they've been really pleased with the facilities. They're able to provide a lot more services to people than they were in their old spaces.
Now, did that come about? Because I can remember, I vaguely remember a little bit, Tent City, when that was cleaned
last
up.
summer, yeah.
Right. So did those folks get put into the
So that was kind of outside, that was separate of the homeless shelters. The homeless shelters, we built those, we finished them up in about 2016.
Okay.
So we were not necessarily involved with kind of Tent City other than to try to help in any way that we could.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes, you try to help some, but you can't help everyone, but you try your best to do what is needed to be done, which, we understand that.
Yeah.
Now, your project leaders, what is their goals for to keep the environment the way it is? Because I know you're not from the banks, but the banks is losing money because, I mean, they built that there, but now it's like, the subway. Yeah. It's going vacant. So, and then, you have Macy's disappearing from downtown. Remember that? So that building's empty now.
Yep, we actually purchased that building.
You did purchase that building.
Yeah,
so what is that going to be?
So we're not actually sure yet. We're still kind of working on development plans, but likely going to be a mix of office and then some street level retail, whether that's a restaurant or a retailer.
Do you think we should try to keep Macy's down there, or no?
Macy's, honestly, like us, nobody was going there since it was in decline for at least the last 10 years. So if you look, and I just speak for that because I was in retail, but I mean, if you look at it, when they closed down Tower Place Mall, a lot of the businesses moved to Kenwood. So the big powerhouse mall at the time was Forest Fair, Tri-County. Those are the powerhouse. Kenwood got ahead of it. They did the home stuff. They did the first outside, and so a lot of the businesses went there because it was accessible parking. They had tax breaks. They had rent breaks. So they went there, and that started the decline of Macy's. When 3CDC redid Fountain Square, it was to try to attract more people down there and hopefully get more people there. You had Tiffany & Co., you had Brooks Brothers that moved in, you had the bookstore there, you had Palomino's.
Let's go, Palomino's. I swear she go there every week. I think she was there every single week.
Palomino's is great.
And I missed the basil gimlet, but anyway. So we had Palomino's, and so that was kind of resurgent. And Saks was trying to do their thing, but Saks, with the price point and with the merch that they were getting once they were supposed to move and didn't move, you weren't getting the couture things and the things that people necessarily wanted, so they're still going to Columbus, so that's not helping.
No.
And then parking was like, so, you know, what a lot of people don't know, that was already in decline. So that's really nobody's fault, but just times and accessibility.
Yeah.
And things that were available, because they had stuff in that store that nobody, it was like the flea market. You didn't want
It
anything
was
out
kind of
there.
weird. It was kind of a weird shopping experience. I've been there before for
Yeah.
the Heart Association thing that was there. And it's like they never had really just the newer styles, they didn't really have that.
Well, retail just, if you look at any downtown,
Oh
it's just kind of tough. It's
Do you know
challenging
what
right
Forest
now.
Fair Mall is? You know,
Yeah.
Isn't that a beautiful mall? But it's like a ghost town. I think it'd be a cool ass haunted house.
Yes, but they used to have one there. But the thing is that people don't understand is that, you know, now everything is in a nook. Everybody has their individual communities where you really don't have to go too far from home.
No.
So by adding more housing, as they have done, it's trying to help revitalize, because if I live in OTR, I'm gonna walk downtown. If I'm taking the streetcar like down the street, I don't have to walk downtown if I don't feel like walking. Y'all need to walk, fellas, good for your heart. But you can get to, so that's kind of the premise, to attract more people there. But the more occupants, it's been proven, the more occupants you have in rental space and commercial spaces that appeal to the community, the better the retail does. So it's just numbers and figures, and if you don't know that business, you wouldn't understand why. It would look like you're doing it backwards, but you're really not.
Do you think that the rate and way the Cincinnati downtown is going, is it going to be a ghost town? I mean, I know you
I don't know. I think we're on the upswing.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was a ghost town for a long time, but I feel like a lot of the work that we've done and some of the other folks downtown, I think that we're heading in the right direction. I think one great example of that really is Kroger building that brand new.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard.
To your point, residents downtown, enough folks in the area before they're willing to move forward with a project like that. So I think that kind of is indicative of where we're headed.
I think you guys need to invest in a gas station. How come we only one gas station downtown? I mean, one time I was almost on E.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a gas station. Gas station.
We will take that under advisement.
Exactly.
I have a viewer question. So Kevin Brown wanted to know, what do minority-owned contractors need to do to become a part of your network?
Okay, so we actually do a number of actual networking events with minority contractors, and really, as in our role of developer, we don't necessarily pick our subcontractors. So what we have been doing on a lot of projects, so like right now we're working with Triversity, which is a minority-owned firm, as well as Megan on 3 of our 6 kind of major projects. And so they do a lot of work and use a lot of minority-owned businesses for their subs. So I would definitely reach out to the folks at Triversity and Megan, and certainly you can go onto the 3CDC website and just submit. We have a form on there if you want to work with us, but we're always looking to make
of their businesses. He wants to know what's the process requiring for financing if we need to have a business for tenants desiring to open up a bar or restaurant. So financing. Is there a special type of financing that 3CDC have for folks to get financing for businesses and restaurants?
It's kind of like on a case-by-case basis. So if we have an entrepreneur, if Kevin has a business idea or a business plan that he wants to present to us and he says, I would like to go into this space right here, we'll take a look at whatever that business plan might be. And if he needs money to help improve the space, to fix it up before he moves in, sometimes we do that with tenants. It just kind of depends on a case-by-case basis. There's no kind of
now, will he apply on your website, or how that works?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
you would go to the website, Kevin.
3cdc.org.
And then
yeah.
you apply on there. And is there a tab there?
So there's a commercial space tab. So if you wanted to open up a business, then you would go to the commercial space tab. There's a form in there. And again, there's if you're a contractor, you want to work with us, there's a work with us section as well. So.
Okay, I hope that helps you, Kevin. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay. And let's talk about you and your position. We skipped all over that. We got to get to the life.
Just jump right in.
And we did. We don't always do. So, Joe
Yeah.
RudeMiller, So what exactly do you do for, what's your title and what do you do?
So I'm the Vice President of Marketing and Communications.
Ooh, marketing.
Yeah. So I oversee our websites. We do a lot of grant writing, trying to fundraise because we are a nonprofit, especially for the civic spaces and that programming. So we do a lot of that kind of work. I do media relations, so like this right here. We're working with the Enquirer, the Business Courier, local papers and news stations to try to get the word out about us. And then just kind of general corporate communications, marketing materials that we would send out for our, for instance, for our available commercial spaces, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what do you like most about your job, having this job that you have right now? I mean, it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
You're in charge of all the marketing, so
Yeah.
that's like...
It's kind of, I like that it's something new every day. There's a new challenge every day. There's always, there's really never a dull moment at work. So I like just taking on different challenges as they come.
That's great, that's great. And you've been in this position for how long?
For about 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a marriage.
Pretty much. Longer than your marriage.
Let's talk about the streetcar.
Okay.
Because I got tons of questions about that thing on streetcar.
I don't.
So my question is this. So you know how you go to the bars and you feeling all good and you don't want to drive home or whatever.
Yeah.
How come that streetcar don't go up to Westchester?
So that,
and drop me off in Westchester. How come it don't do that?
I think this is one of those things that people kind of get mixed up. Like 3CDC actually didn't have anything to do with the streetcar, so yeah. It was,
well, your name's all over the building. We're gonna lump you all together.
Well,
That's their fault.
It was not us.
That's their fault. You'll go to Westchester. I wanted to go to Westchester.
Well, Westchester is its own township, so it's each and every.
But still, they can have the car go. I mean, wouldn't it be cool though?
But they would have to still partner with City of Cincinnati.
Ingrid, but wouldn't that be cool for
It would be cool, but I'm just saying.
How about if it drove past your house, pick you up?
I don't know that man. I'm not getting in there.
In the car?
If I'm not feeling good and I don't know you, I am not
It's
getting
a
in the car.
subway. Okay.
No. This is what I do. I go do a kickback and I walk home or I wait until I sober and then I drive home.
Oh my Lord.
I don't know you, okay? And no get in there, not intoxicated. But I go during the day. It was like hot, like when we do Taste of Cincinnati or Fountain Square, we're performing there, and I don't feel like driving because the parking is crazy. And I'm running late.
You jump on that.
I'll jump on it then because I can just like take a stand really quick, park at a good spot, not pay for anything, and then go.
But it's like a loop. It's like a loop. It's like goes up to Clifton and back down.
I mean, and it's basically really
Have you
unique
noticed that?
for the commuters.
Yeah.
Like free people that work down there, so you can park in the free parking lots up there, and they get free transportation downtown. To encourage more people to work down there.
Yeah, that's true.
The employment, they had a lot of jobs open. I don't know if people know that because everyone's like, ugh. We had a lot of unemployment and vacancies in downtown office space as well as businesses that were there or hiring. And because of the cost of parking, a lot of people weren't applying. So if you don't have to pay and you can park free up here and we just come get you, then you're more liable to work downtown. And more people are, in fact, working downtown. Therefore, bloop, it worked.
Now, so let's talk about some restaurants.
Okay.
You guys picking the right kind of people that they have the different restaurants.
Yeah.
The new one is at Movino's.
I love it.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
I have not.
Okay.
That's actually not our restaurant either. That's in a different space, but I've heard good things.
Well, we talk about over
Ingrid.
Yeah.
We talk about so we like the
You like Movino? Yeah.
Maybe
$2.
y'all talk about Palomino's back.
I gave you guys a free commercial.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Rebels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
Rebels.
great spot.
Oh, guys,
Yeah.
the best drinks, don't they?
They're very good.
Yes. And then there's
We introduced her to a few that night.
Oh
Yeah.
Couple too many that she was on that streetcar to Westchester.
Try that. Yeah. Try this and try that. I'm going like, okay, I'll just
tweak
try.
the recipes
Exactly.
where it was stated.
And then there's what's the one that's Igsby? Have you been there?
Igby's, yeah.
Yeah, I love that place too.
Yeah.
They don't have food, do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah, they have food.
No,
Okay.
I did have a question for you. Did you have, because I couldn't find it, did you have anything to do with money chicken in there?
Money chicken? Yeah.
Okay, I thought so, but
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm like,
So we did
oh, baby.
I haven't been there. Is that Eagles?
Baby. No, it makes Eagles look like a little midget person that was never born. It's awesome. We'll go.
It's really
The
good.
chicken sandwiches are phenomenal. The chicken breast is like this big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it on steroids?
I don't care what
No,
it's
it's
on.
all, it is actually all naturally
It's
sourced.
farm to
Yeah.
table.
Yep.
They also have like a semi-fine dining restaurant that's also, it's more rustic and it's farm to table. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Well, Pleasantry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because when I was trying to get you to come, you were busy showing houses and I was already downtown.
Okay, sorry.
But we'll go. It's fine.
It's
Because
good.
that chicken
Check it
is
out.
the bomb.com.
So I'm guessing other wrong restaurants. You tell me which ones you guys have it part of. I mean,
See, I'm the
The
greedy
chicken,
one of the
everyone.
group,
okay.
so I would know.
And then,
I mean, one of the first ones that opened up down there was Senate and Taste of Belgium.
nice. I like. Oh my gosh.
Baker's-
Yo, for like an hour and a half, and
Yeah,
then you can
but
have
the
a
way
walk.
I eat those things, I eat 2, 3 of them, and it'd be this crazy. Yeah. So anyway, but
Yep.
yeah, I love the. I tasted Belgium Senate. I love that place too. So you have a lot of. I mean, Cincinnati is a great place during the summer to walk around downtown. You feel comfortable
for sure.
walking around downtown. Like before, like you go to the bigger cities. Especially, I like the way you guys are starting to do the rooftop things.
Yeah.
All the bigger cities have the rooftops, and we're just now starting to get them. You know, I think Revelstoke, they're open up this summer.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Yeah, and then one of the hotels have theirs, but it's the beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind of thing.
there's nothing quite like it. When it gets warm out, those things fill up. I mean, I'm waiting for it. I can't believe we're getting some more snow this weekend.
We didn't
I'm
know
ready.
that.
I'm ready to
Joe,
go to.
Joe,
I'm ready to go to.
baby cats.
Yeah.
Well, it's not gonna stick.
No, I don't think it's gonna stick.
It's not gonna stick. You know.
Joe's like, you're right.
Cincinnati weather is bipolar. It needs some lithium. Okay. That's just what it is.
Well, you know what? A couple more things before we go.
Yep.
Washington Park. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that. So you guys are putting together your concerts right now for Washington Park for the summer and everything. It starts in April.
Yeah, usually we do opening day is kind of the unofficial start, and then really like Memorial Day is when the weekly concerts start.
Any big names coming that we should know about?
Oh, I don't think we've announced those yet. I'm not sure.
Come on, Joe.
No, I honestly do not know.
He don't want to tell
The
me.
question is for that, for the local artists in the land, what are you guys going to start? Because before it used to be very fueled by local talent. Are you guys going to go back to that, or are you going to be more integrated with it? Because the point people kind of like switched up a little bit over the last like 3 or 4 years or so.
Really, I feel like I don't know. We kind of go on a case-by-case basis based on who applies. So we have, again, on our
You have
website,
application process
it's
now.
an application and you submit it, and then I'm honestly not very hands-on with the events team. We have
Gotcha.
our own whole events team and a staff that kind of markets all the civic spaces.
Okay.
So I'm not as well versed on that as I am on the development side of things. But I think we always want to go local with everything that we do, whether it's opening a new business or the talent that's performing at our events.
So one thing about this right here, so since you've done all these different projects, it employs a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people get jobs and everything. So I did see on their website, guys, that you can go there and apply for jobs. They still have some listings on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were, but they were a long list of things that they may need. So if you're looking for a job, you can go to 3CDC.org and check out that tab for careers, I think
That's
it
right.
was. And then you can post for any kind of job. But as we always do, it was fun talking to you. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came here.
Thanks for having me.
Anything you want to say before you go?
The one thing that we didn't talk about was Ziegler Park.
Oh,
And
okay,
we
yeah,
did that in 2017, and I think it's just an amazing spot.
I don't know where Ziegler Park is at.
It's on the edge of between basically Over the Rhine and Pendleton, so
Okay.
east side of Over the Rhine, just into Pendleton, but it's the only deep water pool in the neighborhood.
Wow.
And so last year we had our first swim team, the Over the Rhine Rhinos. We had 30
Okay.
kids come out for
Wow.
that. We taught basically about 200 to 300 kids how to swim last
Oh,
summer.
that's excellent.
And we're actually, I think, going to be doing adult swim lessons
Wow.
this summer too. So
So what kind of pool is it, you said?
it's a deep water, yeah. So it's
So you guys can do the scuba diving in there. Is that practice for that? Because I know
I don't know,
the aquarium does that.
we've talked about, looked into
Yeah.
to doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we
Yeah.
do lap swimming in the mornings. There's a zero depth entry, so it's it's accessible to all. We have free swimmings. I can't remember what
Okay.
they call them. That are there. Yeah.
Like this.
Yep.
For the help them, and then you have guards and staff.
Yep.
to
Yep.
help that
Absolutely.
with that.
Lifeguards and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. I haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
It's really cool.
So the moral of the story is make sure you go to 3cdc.org and look at everything that they have to offer, and just kind of play around with the site to find out new and exciting things. Because I didn't know about the deep water pool.
And there were so many different projects on here that we did not get through the old, it's like 3 pages of them, things that they've been done since 2004 to, gosh, now. They're doing things right now. So if you guys want to check those out, go to, again, 3cdc.org. All right, guys, as we always do, Girlfriendz Networking Group, Girlfriendz Chat-Corner, we're going to be checking out here. I'm Inga Anderson.
I'm Inga Rachel Project.
This is Joe RudeMiller. Boom, boom, boom. Bye.
Thank you so much.